Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Blend, and today I'm going to give you an amazing topic on how workers, the things that workers go through in Saudi Arabia. And okay, today I decided to do a video in the morning. It's actually 6 o'clock in the morning because I have something to do during the day. And if I say that I will record after, after what I'm gonna do, if I'm going to record after, I might not do it because maybe I'll be tired, or yeah, I don't want to keep saying I'll record tomorrow like this. So I have to do it now in the morning before I start the other things. So yeah, the topic is about the things that workers go through in Saudi Arabia, and I wrote them down because I don't want to forget some. I know there are many, but the ones that I try to remember all of them as much as I can. Not all of them. I try to remember as much as I can, and I wrote them down, okay? Because sometimes people say that don't come to Saudi Arabia. Aside of people being killed, there are other things that people go through, and you find that someone who is still in Kenya or in their home country keeps asking those that have already traveled, like, how is it, if it's true that people suffer and all this. So I wrote down, for people that have not yet traveled, you know to help them get to understand what what goes on there. If you're planning to travel, if you are already traveling, you should watch this video to get some answers to your questions and all this. So it's a video on the things that people go through in Saudi Arabia, the workers now, not everyone. So I wrote down, and the first thing that I wrote down is discrimination. Yeah, and this has to do nothing. It has. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still sleepy. This has nothing to do with Islam or Muslims. I don't like it when people keep associating religion with evil, because you find people saying that they pray 5 times a day and they still do this to people. I want you to know that anyone who mistreats someone else, it has nothing to do with religion. And because when you look at have never seen a religion that encourages mistreatments, discriminations, killings. I've never seen it. So stop associating Islam with evil people. You know that is how they chose to live their lives. Not everyone in Saudi Arabia is, you know, treats people badly, or not anyone in Saudi Arabia that will discriminate or do evil things to the workers or to anyone. So stop associating Islam with what goes on in Saudi Arabia, okay? So the first thing is discrimination, and that is very common in different ways for workers in Saudi Arabia. And the first thing I wrote about discrimination is class. You'll find that we have very rich people in Saudi Arabia. Some are very nice and others are not so good. So we are going to focus on the bad ones. So one thing, the one way they discriminate people is class, okay? When I say class, I mean high class, low class, middle class, and things like those. So you find that a boss or an employer, or a supervisor, or anyone that is above others, discriminates them, mistreats them because they are lower, because they are nothing. They tend to show you that you are nothing, that you are, how do I put this, simply because you are an employee and you are under them, you have nothing, you are poor. they treat you like you're not human, like you're not one of them. Okay, so that makes people feel like it's not easy for someone who is a foreigner. You don't have your family here, you have you know, few friends or few to no friends, and in your work environment you get discriminated because you are, you know, poor or you have nothing. I don't know if you have experienced a situation whereby someone mistreats you because you are poor or you have nothing, you are not of their class, so they tend to show you that you are nothing. That act of showing someone that you are nothing, it hurts. So that's why, that is one way in which people get discriminated, because you are a nobody. And in you know, that is a general way of discriminating any worker. Anyone can go through that. And let's you know, talk about the housemaids, another way. And now being poor or a housemaid or something, you know, you are not of their class. So another thing they do is, when you arrive there now, to the housemates that are planning to travel to Saudi Arabia, one way, in some houses you will be given your own plate, your own spoon, your own cup that you'll be using. And in that house we have like more than enough plates, more like everything is in excess, but they will choose to give you one plate for yourself that you will use. Okay, you will be using that one to, you know, put your food and everything. That is your plate, your cup, and your spoon. You should not use the same spoons that you are using. You should not share plates with them or cups. And that is, you know, that will break someone, especially if you are not aware that that happens, because you tend to ask yourself so many questions. But it happens to the housemaids, and the drivers. It's a common thing, like there's a specific plate for them and specific cups and spoons. So you should be ready for that. Not everyone will do that to you, but you should always be ready for things like those. And something else is eating food that has you know, that they are leftovers. When they eat, they will you are the one to cook, and when you serve the food, you will have to wait until they finish eating so that you can eat. And in other cases, you will have to eat their leftovers. Like they will eat the food and the remains are the ones that you will eat. Okay, like you're not supposed to eat I don't know how to put this one, but you eat their leftovers, or you eat after they finish eating. Okay, that is another way that they make someone feel like you are a nobody. Okay, so that is another thing that is you should expect. Being served food after they finish eating, especially their leftovers, and you know, something like that. And having your own plate, your own cup, and your own spoon. And the thing that makes me wonder is that these people can't trust you with their utensils, but they can trust you. They can't trust you to share with them their plates and everything, but they trust you to wash the plates. They trust you to cook their food. They trust you with their babies, but they don't trust you to share a plate with them. It's, you know, it makes me wonder. It doesn't make sense. So another thing that you'll be discriminated for is uh, now let's go back to the general reasons, general ways to all employees. Another thing is skin color. Okay, so in Saudi Arabia, as I said, it's a Muslim country, and in Islam there's no skin color, there's no class, there's, you know, we are all equal. but you'll meet some people that are going to, discriminate you for those kind of things, and it has nothing to do with the religion. Okay, so skin color, especially to Africans and the dark Asians, because one thing you should know is that skin tone is a thing among Asians, and not all of them, but most of them. So you'll find that someone is being discriminated because of their skin color, and this happens mostly to the dark people and black people. Okay, to the Africans and dark Asians, let's just put it that way. And an example, I experienced this myself. There was a time I applied for a part-time in a very big restaurant in Saudi Arabia. There was like part-times, and I'm not going to mention the name because it's not necessary, but I applied and my application was not accepted because of being an African, not because of anything else. It was because of being an African. And at the same restaurant, two Indians applied for what do we call it, they applied for a job, for positions in that restaurant. One was dark and the other one was fair skin. The dark one was experienced, he had skills and everything, he was more experienced than the fair one. But the manager was a Saudi lady. She was a lady from the manager was a lady, and she is a Saudi lady. And the one that was taking the applications was also an Indian, and he was going, of course, to pick the guy that is experienced, that is skilled. But the lady said that he should pick the fair skinned guy because he was fair. Okay, then the guy asked him, how can I pick the one that is not experienced? How is he going to work? The lady said that you are going to teach him. Okay, I don't know what happened after that, but he was told to pick the fair one. Okay, so that a skin color is a thing among Asians. It has nothing to do with, you know, how do you put it? It has nothing to do with religion. Also, we find that let me not talk much about the skin tone, but you should know that it's a thing. So you will miss opportunities sometimes because of your skin color. And it's not just in Saudi Arabia or among Asians, it's everywhere, even in our own countries. So yeah, that is another thing. And another one is misconceptions. Okay, especially to us Africans, black people, uh, people assume a lot about us, and you will find that we are discriminated in most cases just because of being Africans. And it's very common in Saudi Arabia, because you will find that someone does not want to live somewhere because Africans live there. I had a friend that went to look for a house with his friend. Okay, they went house hunting, and they found a good house somewhere in a good location. But the friend said that we can't take this house, we can't rent this house, because in this area we have so many black people and they are not so good, so we cannot take this house. And I was like, really? Yeah, so they can't, because Africans are living around and it's not safe according to him. And another one was a taxi driver. He dropped me somewhere and he said, this place is really beautiful, but the only problem is that there are so many black people. Then I was like, okay, I'm also black, so why are you telling me that it's a beautiful place, but it's not good because there are so many blacks? So I'm like, okay, yeah. So we get discriminated a lot because of just being black, and the reason behind this is because of so many misconceptions that people believe that we are evil, like we Like there was a time I was working for a lady from Philippines. She was really nice, a very good lady. Like she was nice, she was kind, she was loving, she was not discriminating. But the first time that I started working for her, she was just watching me and telling me, you know, most people don't hire Africans because they say they don't like, they are not good people. But I can see your work is good. You know, she was friendly, but at the same time trying to find out what she hears about Africans and all this. And I was, you know, really, I was really, I was really going to answer everything that she was asking. So I told her that people just believe that we are not good, but it's not the truth. We are nice. We are very hardworking and all this. So we don't have problem. So okay, with time, she was nice. She was, you know, she got used to me, and she was like, "You're so nice," and all this. But now she kept asking everything that she had or she believed about Africans. Sometimes she would ask me if African men, if black men are violent. And I'm like, no, no, they are nice. It will just depend with someone. It's natural. Sometimes you find we have violent people. Some other times they are, we have, you know, we have different people. It will depend with your personality. We have violent men, we have just like any other place. Black men are just like any other men. Some are violent, others are nice, and all this. So it's not like all black men are violent simply because they are black. No. So she used to ask me questions about things that people assume about us, and I always used to answer because I'm always there to defend ourselves, because it's not the truth. Most of things are just misconceptions. You know, others will ask you if Africans are thieves and all this, and you know, it's annoying, but what can we do? Like it happens. It's a normal thing that happens every day, and we have to learn how to live with it. So when you come here and you find that someone is discriminating you for those kind of things, it's normal. It happens to all of us. Okay. Yeah. So another thing is lack of food or limited food. This happens to the housemates mostly, because for the other workers, if you're working for a company, or if you're working and every day you provide food for yourself, like you don't uh, it's not your, you don't depend on your boss or employee to give food to you, or maybe they give you money to buy for yourself, it's okay. But for the housemates, they are not lucky enough, because you have to eat from the house of your employer, because that is where you live, and you don't go home every day and all this. So in some houses you find that there is no food, or there is limited food. Okay. And the work is too much, and imagine if you're not eating enough. Like you'll find that some houses, they give you indomie to eat during the day, you know, and at night just little food for yourself. And you find someone is like almost starving because the food is not enough. Or maybe in some other houses there's no food at all. Some will tell you to buy yourself food. They will give you like we have this bread we call hobos. Is very common here. It looks like chapati, but it's tasteless. So you'll get that with tea, black tea, you know. Yeah. And you find that people are suffering in some houses, no food or limited food, and that's why some people run away to work outside, or maybe run back to the office or to police station to change their house or something, because there's little to limited food. In some other houses there's too much food, like excess food, and you are free to eat. So not every house has no food. So don't be scared, and you know, don't say that people don't eat and things like those. No. In some houses you find that they don't provide food for their own reasons. I don't know why. They have food, but they don't give the housemaid food, or they give you limited, they limit what you eat. Okay, so that is another thing you should know about this country. And as again, I'm saying that it's not everyone that will treat you like this. Okay, and something else is little to no rest. Okay, to the housemaids, one thing I know that when you need, I know that most people that come here are just desperate for work. Okay, and they don't care anymore, so that's why they decide to come here, because this country has a, you know, the reputation is not good. The misconceptions that people have about this country are not good. So for the housemaids, mostly they come because they are desperate, and it's free to come here. You don't pay anything. So that is, you know, that's why I'm saying most people come here, especially housemaids, because they are desperate. And you know, we just saying that I can't wait to have a job, I can't wait to, you know, start working. You're excited and everything, and you're praying for a job. But you know, when you come here, that is when you realize that you got what you prayed for, a job, work. Okay, because the work is too much for any employee, whether they work in for a company, for, you know, anyone that works here, the work is excess. But to some people, they can rest enough. But for the housemaids, most of them, 98%, are not lucky enough. You find that someone will work from morning 5 o'clock to night 6, not 6, 11 at night, from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. Some will only get like 2 hours of sleep or 1 hour of sleep, and it's very normal. It happens in most houses. Okay, excess work. If you have time to rest, 1 hour per day, so you wake up at 6 to 10, and the only time you rest is 1 hour. Or maybe some people wake up at 8 o'clock and they will sleep at 10, you know, and they rest only for 1 hour. Some people work all through and they only rest when they are hiding themselves in the bathroom, because there's no time to rest. I don't know why. And that is, you know, modern day slavery, I would say that, because it's not good for someone to work for long hours like this, and, you know, without a rest or something. So we have other people that are lucky enough to at least work for 12 hours or 13 hours, but most housemaids work for long hours, excess work. Okay, they work for long hours and no rest, or maybe 1 hour rest, you know, and you know, that is not so good. So you should know that, you should expect that when you're coming here. And again, not every house that, you know, you'll be treated like this. Okay, another thing is lack of peace of mind. I would tell people that are left behind to really support the people that go to work in Middle East, because you find in most cases even people commit suicide because of what they are going through. And for you people that are left behind, instead of supporting them, you think that they went to just, you know, pick money from somewhere, without knowing that they are suffering. They need help. They need help in you know, like mental support, psychological support. You know, they need help from you. You should always pray for them, encourage them, talk to them, you know, try to understand them. Don't always call to ask for money only, because people are going through hell. You know, some people are going through hell. No peace of mind. You get insults of all kind. They call you names, you know. They will they treat you like you're not human. Some, not all of them. Okay, some, they treat you so bad that you find someone is falling into depression. They are not okay, and you at home, you're just asking for money and, you know, pressuring them. The best thing to do when someone travels to work in these kind of countries is to support them. Take time to talk to them, take time to encourage them, take time to ask them if they are okay or not. be patient with them, don't pressure them, like try to understand them, pray for them always, because some people are going through hard times here, and at home you think that they are happy working abroad and all this, without knowing that they are already in depression because of what they are going through. Like, you're being discriminated in a foreign country, you're being insulted, they call you name, always quarreling and all this. So you find that some even are beaten, like they don't have any peace of mind. So take your time at home and pray for those people that are working out here, encourage them, talk to them, be patient and all this. Okay, so another thing is torture, like physical torture, and that is being beaten. Some workers are beaten like every other time. Some people go through hell here, like mostly housemaids, again, because you live under the same roof and you have no right to go outside, so every day you are there. And some people are beaten, and when they report to the office, they don't get any help. When they call to the embassy, they don't get any help. When they run to the police station, some are taken back to the same house and nothing changes. So someone is being beaten. Other people, I think you saw a lady that got burned with hot water, like boiling water from the heater, by her boss. You saw another lady that was rescued, that was beaten, like she had marks everywhere. There was someone else that was received threats from her boss, and he has a gun. Like, you find some people here own guns, and when you try to complain, they threaten you at gunpoint, and that is so scary and all this. So some people get physical torture, like being beaten, and threats, like at gunpoint. Like, he will tell you, if you try to complain again, I'm going to kill you. If you run out of this house again to the police station, I'm going to shoot you. If you do, some even have gunshots. Like, people are being physically tortured and all this. Like, it's hell to some people. So yeah. And another form of physical torture is rape or harassment from their male bosses. Okay, so some male bosses tend to be, I don't know, they tend to rape the housemaids. And one funny thing in this country is that you cannot complain to the wife when the husband is harassing you. The only solution you have is to run away, or to be dramatic, to ask them to take you to the office. And when you reach that is the advice that they give to the housemaids. Like, they will say that if you get harassed by your male boss, if he starts touching you without without your knowledge or against your will, and you can't tell to the wife, because that is why most housemaids actually get killed here. Because when you tell to the wife, of course the wife is not going to lose a husband because of a housemaid. The wife is not going to scold the guy. They always side, and they will kill you. Okay, in most cases people get killed because of complaining to the wife about the husband touching them or raping them, or sexually abusing them. They get killed for just complaining. So the only thing you do when you realize that your male boss, or the husband, or the male kids, because in some families you find that they are all grown-ups. So the only thing you can do when you realize, you find people like those, people that are harassing you sexually, the only thing you should do is tell them to take you back to the office. And if you can't tell them that they should take you back to the office, run away and go back to the office, or run to a mosque and ask for help. Tell them to take you to police station or take you to the office. Mostly you should go to the office, okay, not to the police station sometimes, because they might take you back to the same house. So when you go to the office, it's now in the office where you tell them what is going on, okay. Tell the people in the office that they are harassing you, the husband is doing this and this to you, and you can't work in the same house. You need them to change you to a different boss or something like this. But don't say it in the house. Don't tell the wife or the daughters or something. Just go to the office and complain to the office, not to your female boss, because the chances of you getting killed are so high. And I'm speaking this because I've seen people being killed because of complaining about this to the female bosses, okay. So another thing is excess work. I already talked about excess work. Another thing is sleeping in some houses. The housemaid has nowhere to sleep. You will find people sleeping in the toilet. You have seen that in TikTok. There was a video that went viral of a housemaid sleeping in the toilet. That is where she sleeps, that is where she eats from, and nowhere to sleep. You might find a house whereby you don't have a room to sleep. Okay, the house is big, it has a lot of rooms, but there's no room for the housemaid because you are a housemaid. So you'll either sleep in the store or maybe in the bathroom. Like the one for sleeping in the bathroom is a rare video. Like it's not common, but it's there. It happened and it can happen again. So yeah, you find that someone sleeps in the store. It's very hot over here. When it's summer, the sun will go to up it will be hot up to 50 degrees, or maybe, yeah, and it's very hot, okay. And when it's cold. So you find that some people are sleeping in the store and there's no AC, and that is torture. It's not easy. Like it's easy for someone to die sleeping somewhere where it's hot like this without AC. It's not it's a punishment. But there are people that do sleep in places like those. And another thing is sleeping on the floor, no mattress, just the carpet, and it's winter, okay. And winter here means winter, it's very, very cold, and you find people fall sick, they develop problems, and with time they die because of these kind of things, because it's very cold and you sleep on the floor, only the carpet is there, there's no mattress and there's no blanket, and it's a mistreatment. It should not happen. But when you're coming here, you should put in mind that you might find houses like this. Either you sleep on the floor, it's winter and there's no mattress and no blanket, and it's excessively cold here. And another thing is sleeping in the store, or maybe sleeping in a small room whereby there's no AC and it's summer and it's very hot. Yeah, so that is another thing. Another one is no. Okay, another thing is like emotional torture, okay. Yeah, that is like some bosses are just some women. Let's talk about the female bosses, because they are the ones with this kind of behavior. They tend to just make someone feel bad about themselves. Like a boss will just tell you go shower. When you come from the shower, she will tell you go back again and shower, you smell so bad. And here's the thing, you find that you are new here, okay, you still don't have money and you don't go outside to do shopping for yourself, and it's normally very hot during summer. So you find that some people, most people, of course, when you're working, you're going to sweat, okay, you're sweating and you don't have perfume. So if you're sweating, the work is too much. Of course, you scrub the wall, you will wipe the cabinets, you will clean everything, even outside. You clean the compound, you clean everything, and you will sweat a lot because it's excessively hot. So you find some women just keep harassing you, and they will be like, you smell so bad, go take shower. And they will keep insulting you as if it's not natural to sweat. And of course, when you sweat, you will smell. Here's the problem: you might not be having access to to go outside. You might, it's normally not, you're not normally around. Lord have mercy. You don't have permission to go outside and purchase perfume or something, and your boss doesn't want to also buy for you. They don't care. But when you start smelling sweat, they keep insulting you, and it hurts for people that don't that the people that care. And another problem is that you find that some housemaids don't want to sacrifice their money to buy perfumes for themselves, and you start crying when they say that you're smelling. That is your problem. You should, as a woman, be clean, okay? Yeah, it's very hot and everything. Try to buy your own perfume. Things are not expensive here. So when you get your salary, buy a perfume, at least one. It's enough, and apply it. Even if you shower 10 times per day, you still smell sweat because you are working and it's very hot. And it's natural. When you sweat, you will smell. For them, they don't work, like they always sitting down and traveling and everything, and they have good perfumes, strong perfumes, expensive ones. So when you smell sweat in their house, they will of course insult you and say bad things about you. So if you don't want to keep crying, just go buy perfume for yourself, or maybe order online, okay? So another thing is that kind of insults and quarreling. We find that there are women that keep quarreling every day. They insult you every single day for small mistakes. So you should get used to that. Insults and gossips. They keep gossiping and saying bad things about you and calling you bad names, and they don't care. And it's not good. Like, you don't feel good when someone keeps calling you a bad name. Some will call you Hamara. They will insult you. They will give you bad nicknames, okay? And it doesn't feel so good. So you should be ready for things like those. And those are things that people go through in those kind of houses. They will call you names, bad names. They will insult you. Some women keep quarreling all day, and some will tell you that you are smelling, okay, and things like those, okay. Another thing is little to no payment. This is a very common thing. If you're not careful, and if you are crying baby, you'll suffer in this country. Some people don't want to pay, okay? So you find that someone will tell you, okay, you should work, and I will pay you after 2 years. Like, I will keep your money, and after 2 years, I'll give you your money. Like, I signed a contract, a 2-year contract, to leave my babies at home, to leave my family, my husband, my everything at home, to come here to work for 2 years, only for you to keep my money for 2 years, and you're supposed to pay me every month. Why would you do that? And you find that some women say, okay, what is wrong with you? And after 2 years, you find that someone killed herself because when she finished the contract, the boss said that she doesn't have money to pay her, and you have been working for 2 years. So if they say that I will pay you after 2 years, say no, it's better to come back home and find something else to do, or stay here at home instead of working for someone. And it's excess work, and a lot of things do happen, and no payment, it's not good. So if someone says they will pay after 2 years, no, just if you finish the first month and she says or he says that he will not pay you until you finish your contract, like he is going to keep your money for you and give you after you finish your contract, say no. It doesn't work like this. I work, you pay me after every month. Okay, so some people mess up when they agree to be paid after 2 years. Some other people, they don't get paid. Like after 1 month you ask for your money and they say we'll pay you later, and 2 months are gone and the same thing. So you should say no, go back to the office and change the house, or go back to your home country, because when you work you should get paid. Okay, so another thing you should know, that there's no day off. That is another thing that workers go through here, the domestic workers. You worked like every day until you finish your contract. There's no day off. Okay, don't expect to have a day off. And that is the same thing that goes to all the workers, like to all the domestic workers. They don't have like off days. So do not come here expecting to have a day off. Yeah, you should come here knowing that you will work every day until you finish your contract. Okay, so that is the end of our video today. If you have more things that workers go through here, you can let me know in the comment section. And for now, those are the only ones that I have. So yeah, see you in the next video.